important video. Very important video. Well, relatively important. Pretty important. Yeah, very important. Listen, a lot of you have sent me a link to another Fuji X-T2 review. Two very important points. Some people have been trying to refute what I've said about the autofocus tracking of the Fuji X-T2, and the person, his name is Taylor, I believe. He did a very honest video review on the Fuji X-T2, and in the comments below, I made a very nice comment saying that he had its autofocus tracking set incorrectly, because I've been testing it for 3 days, and it's no big deal. He's a Nikon shooter. I don't know if he's new to the Fuji system or not, but it's a very honest mistake, and he said in the comments that he had his tracking size too small. And he said also specifically at 12 minutes and 55 seconds, I believe, and that's very important, that he thought that the autofocus tracking on the Fuji X-T2, he said something like, as good as my Nikon D5, and that of course is blasting fast, no different than the Nikon D500. But when he said he had autofocus tracking issues, he was talking about panning cars as they were going by, and he said that he actually lost the tracking as they went past, and he made a note about that. And then he said that he himself, in the comments, which you can actually read below on his video, that he had the tracking set differently. And someone else is coming from, this is not about him, but everybody keeps pointing me to that fact and going basically, you know, haha, this guy says it's not tracking that fast, but he himself admits he made a mistake, and it's a very honest mistake because a lot of people are not used to the Fuji system. When you actually change to a continuous autofocus, not only do you have to obviously have the correct shutter speed and ISO, which is obvious, that's with the Nikon also, but you also have to have the correct autofocus tracking set for your camera, and also the size of the zone that you're going to be tracking. And so he says that he actually had his tracking box was set too small. Perfectly honest mistake. Okay, I have one of my menu buttons set for that, and here, let me show you. Like he was shooting in zone, but in addition to this, you probably can't see this. Over here, we have different size boxes, large, medium, small, and so he admits that he actually had his box set too small, and that seems like a lot for some people, but this is part of the nature of the way by which the Fuji sets up its advanced autofocus tracking. So he's coming from Nikon. I don't know how long he's been shooting Fuji, but he said in the comments that yes, he had his autofocus zone tracking. He was in zone mode. He could have been in wide tracking, but he actually had the area set wrong. So not only do you have to have your camera obviously set to continuous autofocus and at least fast enough of a shutter speed with appropriate ISO set, but additionally so, whether that's wide tracking he had it set in for that, or whether it was zone tracking, I don't know, but in addition to that, you would need the appropriate size box, which you can actually size. So if I'm going to go to zone tracking, and you could set that as one of your presets, and then I have the other preset, I'll only show you here. I have one of my presets set for possible a single point, zone, or wide tracking. He was probably shooting in zone, but also additionally, the size of this box has to be appropriate to the subject that you're tracking. Also, the relative depth of field also. So it wasn't that, you know, what he said was wrong, it's just that he made a mistake. We all make mistakes, we're all humans. And so everybody's been pointing me to this video. It's like, oh, go look. You know, this guy said that the autofocus, he shows examples where it misses the tracking on the car as it passes by, and he just made a simple mistake. It's no big deal. But I'll also make note in his video that he did state at like 12 minutes and 55 seconds that the X-T2 was, I can't remember his exact words, but there was something like as good as my Nikon D5, and that should tell you something. All those people that, because I myself, and I talked to the guy that runs Fuji Rumors, and two other people, one of them is kind of up there, I won't say who. We've been joking for some time now, for a little while, that, you know, all these people are going to think that we're just totally, you know, blowing smoke up their butts about how incredibly fast the autofocus tracking is on the X-T2. And we're not joking about it. It is that fast. But additionally, so the key point in this video is that you do need to have not only your zone set and your appropriate ISO, relative shutter speed, but also the size of the area focus that you're choosing, the actual box of zone tracking. And that's something a lot of people forget. I suggest that when you get your Fuji X-T2, you have the ability to set any number of function buttons, that you actually set one of those for that, and that makes things a lot easier instead of going into the quick menu. And so anyway, that's an important point because a lot of people have pointed me to that video, and he said that he made a mistake, and so I thought I would address that topic that everybody keeps referring me to. He seems like a really cool, laid-back dude. His name is Taylor. I forget his last name. But anyway, thanks. Bye.